Does this replace the lotteries fully, or is it temporary? What do you think it is going to be?
So the current proposal does intend to replace the entire random lottery system forever, and they want to use a weighted selection process, which probably means a wage ranking process. But at this point of time, the implementation is still not finalized because there are so many steps to cross before it becomes a final rule. So where we are at right now is there is a proposal. So there was some vetting by the White House. There's a department called OIRA, Office of Information. There is this department, regulatory affairs. There is this department that has to review the initial draft. So what has happened is the White House review has happened. They did determine that it is something that might be good to take forwards. They gave their approval. So the White House has given their approval. The White House, OIRA, this body has given the approval. And now what will happen is they will draft a rule in a format that everybody can understand. And that rule will be published in Federal Registrar. That has not happened yet, but that is something what everybody can expect. And once this draft proposal is published in the Federal Registrar, everybody out there in the public, they will have a chance to go to this and make a public comment. So you can make a comment where you either criticize the rule or you say it is good or you give your feedback. And typically the minimum is 30-day period. So they can give more if they want, but a minimum of 30-day period is going to be there for commenting. And once this entire commenting period is done, what will happen is they will look at the comments and their initial draft. They will modify the draft because they do have to incorporate these comments and they will have to change accordingly. And now what will happen is eventually they will publish a final rule. And again, it gets published in the Federal Registrar. And this final rule will basically define the process. And by law, they're supposed to give a minimum of 30 days. Sometimes they give 60 days, but 30 days is a minimum. And after 30 days, that rule can become finalized. In the previous time, in 2021, they did not follow this process, which was what caused the problem. So now they're following the entire APA process as is, which means this entire Federal Registrar publication will happen. Eventually, that final rule will be published. At that point of time is when this will become final rule. Okay. Until then, this is not even a rule. So, but whenever it happens, it will be a permanent rule, not a temporary rule.
Right, and we will be the first ones to let you know. So, folks out there, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and happy to have you join us. If you're watching us, let us know if you prefer the lottery system or the wage-based system in comments. And we are streaming live right now on YouTube and also on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So feel free to join us and comment wherever you're watching. Also, do not forget to share this with your folks and friends who can benefit as well from this conversation and this webinar that we're having today with Attorney Chand Parvathaneni from SPB Law Firm, Dallas, Texas. And also, I just wanted to read out this very important disclaimer. And that is, by watching our videos, you agree and understand that the information provided by our experts and attorneys, including comments and replies from users, is not legal advice. Use of information is at your own risk. Keep that in mind throughout this whole conversation we're having. And please feel free to ask whatever questions you have. We are going to, keep some time apart to cater to your questions as well. We have none other than Attorney Chand to give you some answers to the questions you have. So thank you so much. Jadav, also, thank you for your question. We are going to take it up. A big hello to you and happy to have you here join us. So, Chand, we also have more questions, and I wanted to actually, we had these questions from Reddit. Some users have been commenting, like one of them said, I've been rejected 3 years straight. Does wage base finally give me a shot, or am I still cooked? And then there's another user saying, I'm still waiting for approval from March. Does this new rule affect me now or not? And then another user on Reddit said, be real. Is this about fairness or just a way to favor higher salaries? So, Chand, the question is, do you think wage-based system is fairer than the random one? And it'll be good to know. And folks, also, what do you think? Do you think this wage-based is fairer than random? Just say yes or no in the comments. We'd be happy to know. So, Chand.
I think a lot of people do feel that pure random lottery is probably not fair, because when you say pure random, what's happening is, a criteria like what kind of industry you're working in. For example, AI, tech industry, it is very relevant compared to probably something. Every role is different, but again, when you talk about national interest, there are some occupations which are very critical. And sometimes not only that, sometimes the educational background, sometimes there are so many factors. When you talk about pure randomness, a lot of it is kind of left out in the picture, because sometimes I have questions like, there are people with probably a 3-year degree from India. They don't have a lot of experience, but they have a 3-year degree, not even a relevant degree in the field of computer science. But now, because of randomness, they're getting selected in the lottery, and sometimes USCIS might come back and say they're not qualified. Maybe they're rejecting their case, or maybe that case is not a good case. So, isn't randomness causing an issue? So, that's one side of the aspect. And then when you talk about the wage-based system, is wage-based system fair? Because when you're fresh out of college, maybe you're from MIT, maybe you're from Stanford, but when you're fresh out of college, the bottom line is you don't have experience. And when you don't have experience, what that means is, even though you're from a very, very big school, MIT, or you're brilliant student, because you don't have experience, you're fresh out of college, you cannot get a high wage level job. So and what that means is you're out of the running. So both systems have their own flaws, and I think everybody realized that the pure random system is probably not the right system. But again, going towards a pure wage based system is probably not the answer. And which is why the current regulations require the administration to follow a process, which means the administration is not going to make a rule overnight. They have to go through this slow process, and the slow process is you publish what you're thinking, publish the draft rule, listen to the comments from the public. So that is why you have the commenting period, incorporate those comments into your final rule, and then publish the final rule. And at least that is the hope. The hope is that at least the administration is not taking a quick decision, because if you see some of the memos that are coming out every day, every week, we're seeing new memos come out. And some of the memos, they're like quick memos. They're not probably well thought of. Some are probably good memos, but not every memo is like a good memo. And the beauty of following the APA process, the Administrative Procedure Act, we have regulations in place. So USCIS, Department of Homeland Security, they have to go through this slow process where you go through each and every step in a slow process, allow for commenting, take these comments into picture. So that way, at least the hope is you're not taking a decision overnight, but you're going through a slow process where you take the good in both the systems, because the non-random system versus the random system, take the good of both the systems and come up with a rule that is fair to at least the majority of the folks, fair to the country, fair to the industry, and so on. And that is the hope, because the current system is probably not 100% the best system. At the same time, whatever is being proposed is probably not the best system.
Exactly. It's very much in its initial period. So we will just have to wait and watch to see what works better. And hopefully, it's going to be as fair as possible to everyone in it. So, all the best to everyone, actually, always in this H-1B battle, I would say. So, whatever be it, don't give up on your dreams and hopes. And there's always a way out. Okay. And now moving on, I can already see Rag also having more questions. Keep them coming. We are going to address them in a short while. Friends, you're watching us here on Immigration Talk Show. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also share this with your friends, your family, and whoever can benefit most from this. So, yes, our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Subscribe now if you haven't as yet. That wraps up part two. Stay tuned for part three of Immigration Talk Show. Coming up next.